Hey, what's going on, New Ed? Just another day. How did Trump put it? What did he say? Shithole country, another day in this shithole country. Hey, what's going on, Tony? I have to be very, I have to be very afraid now because they keep parking behind me in their little official fucking, their Tahoes. They all tinted out windows and shit, and fucking, all these fucking like I don't know. I don't know if it's regular citizens, SJPD, or like I don't think it's the feds though. But they're riding around in fucking like Fed cars and shit, parking behind me, parking next to me and shit at different parts of the day, just trying to make, you know, trying to give me the feeling like, they're gonna do something or some shit. I don't know, almost trying to intimidate me to shut up or some shit. Like, these people are really fucking whacked out, man. Shut up and let us kill your dogs. Oh man, man, these people are sick. Your streams keep getting out, going out. You mean? Yeah, they keep. They knock them off too. Like if I'm on talking about something or in the middle of talking about something, or somebody leaves a comment that might be something they don't want me to hear or want me to see, they'll stop the stream and shit. Try and make it look like for natural reasons, but we all know the deal. I was thinking too, like I saw this thing. This black dude, he was locked up in like the 90s. I want to say the 90s. It might have been the 80s, but I'm thinking like the 90s. He shot some. I think he shot. He did. He was. He was shoot. He killed a lot of people, and they were trying to fucking placate him on the. It was almost like a 60 Minutes type of thing. It was like one of those TV shows that tell stories and shit, but it's like the news. And yeah, they were trying to say, oh yeah, he had mental illnesses. He said people were talking in his head. Like, if you just think about all the times that people have said that they've heard people talking in their heads, and then, you know, shit is out way before it's supposed to come out. Like, so when we just heard about the V2K, when we heard about V2K and all that shit, like, that's when it was introduced to the public, as far as them telling the public what it is and all that. But, you know, that shit was out ages and ages before we ever knew anything about it. Just like the telephone and shit. I think the cell phone was out, you know, when the Jetsons was on. But, you know, they had to fucking wait it out before they let us, you know, actually get the knowledge of a cell phone. So if you think about it, man, they were fucking probably blasting shit in people's heads way back in the 70s and shit. And the fucking, you know, the psych ward, or whatever you want to call them, wherever you go, you know, the psychological people, you know, they probably been banking off the fucking V2K for years. For fucking years, man. People fucking, cause I remember, man, it used to be a big thing. It was a big thing probably back in the 90s. People hearing voices and shit, schizophrenia and shit. Like, you was hearing that shit, especially like after and I was a kid and I still remember this, after the fucking, well, not a kid, but, you know, I was in my, like, 19, 20 and shit. And fucking, I remember, like, fucking, yeah, man, after that dude went postal and shit, it was a dude that went postal, and then it was two dudes. They robbed a bank in LA. They had all types of like military shielding on and shit, and they were just fucking walking through, picking off cops and shit. They were just walking through, picking off cops at the bank. Like, the cops was running scared, going to fucking local gun shops and shit. Like, it was two big ass. I think it was in LA. It was two big ass white dudes, and they just fucking, I think they robbed the bank, I believe. And they came out and they were just fucking like soldiers and shit, knocking off hella police and and anyways, right after that, man, all you ever heard was fucking schizophrenia, fucking shit. You heard people, you know, people with voices in their head. I think a lot of people were killing their kids and their families back then. And that, you know, that was our government, I believe, man, because, you know, when shit happens like that on a constant, you know, when shit happens like that on a constant level, and it's happening all over the place, it's not just happening in, you know, one space. I'm beginning to realize, like, that's little fucking, you know, they're setting shit in place, man, to where, you know, they're gonna, you know, be able to bring in some type of fucking agenda, because people aren't gonna fucking be able, you know, people, you know, it's weird, because people, if it's a bunch of shit in one area, people will question that. But if it's like sporadically all over the place, you know, people really aren't gonna question it. And then some people, you know, for the most part, people aren't paying attention to other people's states and countries. I mean, if you're driving or flying back and forth and shit, maybe. But even still, like, you're not really paying attention to their news like that. Like, you could be away and that shit just be blasting on the news for a couple days, you know, setting some type of agenda for that, you know, and then they sweep it under the rug. Like, everybody forgets about it so quick. So, you know, they only giving the immediate fucking people, you know, the people who watch the news on a daily, those people are the ones that are gonna fucking catch it. Like, the people that are fucking conditioned to watch the news every time they come home, and those are the people, the ones who are conditioned to watch the news and watch it all the time, and, you know, basically guide their life off the news. Those are the ones that are gonna fucking internalize with whatever the fuck that the broadcasters are fucking, putting out there. But for like the regular fucking person who doesn't really give a fuck about the news, if it's on, then it's on. I'll check it out. Or if something big happen, like those are the ones that aren't really gonna catch it and shit. Like, so, for the most part, they can set so many and they know how they know how they know how it is, man. And that's the crazy thing. Like, they got the world, like, we as targeted individuals, we are not the only ones that are psychologically analyzed. Like, we got the weirdos psychologically analyzing us and shit, but everybody on this planet, if you got a fucking social security number, you're being analyzed, and they got, you're probably just a number in their eye, just like prison or something. You're probably just your social security number is just like the VIN number on a vehicle and shit. All we are is fucking property and shit. That's why we have. They might as well call it a serial number instead of a social security number and shit. But yeah, ain't too many people paying attention to worldly events, and they know that. So, for the most part, we'll pay attention to what's going on in and around here. But, like, nobody from Chicago is watching San Jose news right now. A lady could go crazy right now and chop up her fucking babies. And, they're not paying attention. Like, they got enough trouble in their own fucking city. Saying all that to say, it's easier for them to put agendas into place and shit. It's easier for them to do shit like this right here, this Target and shit. Because they know we're going to flip out. They know it. And if they can get us to flip out all over the place, they can set agendas for every fucking city that they get one of us to flip out. Just as soon, man, I swear. And this is how, like, this is how much I, like, pay attention. Like, and I don't, not like that, but you don't really even have to pay attention. But as soon as the VTA shooter shot all those people at the VTA and killed himself, right after that, the mayor hopped on the fucking news and made a call for guns. He made a call to get the guns. This is why we need gun fucking. It's the, and it would have been the same thing with anywhere else. If it would have popped off in Stockton, California, that mayor would have got on the news and said, we need to make a gun recall. If it would have popped off in LA, that mayor would have got on TV and said, we need to make a gun recall. And that's just how it's going to play out. That's how it's going to work. They're going to scare people into fucking doing gun recalls. And, we are a part of that system. We are a part of that agenda. I know that for sure. That's not the only agenda we're a part of, but that's definitely one of the, that's definitely one agenda that we are a part of. Because they know they're pushing psychological warfare. This is shit that, this is military grade fucking psychological fucking warfare. Like see that fucking thing right there that they keep parking right next to me in those with tinted out windows and like almost trying to like fucking intimidate me or some shit. It's crazy. It's funny, but it's really fucking crazy, and it's not funny. But how they can fucking perform all this fucking terrorism on you, and you try and speak out about it, and then they try and threaten and bully you, and and intimidate you and shit. Like, yeah, it's funny as shit, man. It's nice. I'm sorry, I'm gonna get to y'all comments. I was rolling this blunt and kind of veering off, but I'm gonna check them out right now. That'd be nice. Let me see. Hold on. Sorry about that. See you today, man. Hey, likewise, Tanya. Probably because I mentioned the feds last stream. Yeah, no doubt, bro. No doubt. Programs like this. Yeah, I'm hanging in there, bro. I'm hanging in there, man. Hey, fellas, hey, likewise, D, right? It's still footage of that robbery around. They got killed. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and I was kind of thinking maybe it was like, maybe it was like, false, not, false flag, or it could have been real, but there definitely was a agenda behind that, like as far as like the mental illness and the I think they were supposed to be. I think if I'm not mistaken, they were like vets and gun shit. Get the guns off the streets. Cause I remember they've been trying to get guns off the streets for a long time since I was a kid. They've been trying. I remember being in group homes and shit, and people used to have these fucking gun. Oh, here we go with this shit. Show your face. Show your face. Show your face. Show your face. There goes a protector right there. They're so fucking predictable and funny, man. It's crazy. And they try and predict us. They try and make us think they can predict us, but they are the predictable ones. As soon as she got clear, I just knew. Look across the street. Look across the street. I didn't know it was gonna be somebody on a bike. I thought somebody was probably gonna be standing there recording and shit. Nope. Nope. Hey, what's up, GCP? Yo, you know what time it is, boys? Groundhog Day. Groundhog, yeah, hell yeah, it is. Another Groundhog Day. I remember that those guys were heavily armed. That was in LA. Yeah, man. That shit was like one of the biggest events on news. I remember motherfuckers, that shit was like a TV show, damn near motherfuckers, every time it went off one news station and shit, like, motherfuckers hurry up and change it to the, to the other news station, cause that was like some real life fucking, G.I. Joe shit. That was like some real fucking life G.I. Joe shit. This is way before I even knew about fucking the dirty government and the fucking how they fucking do shit, like fucking like news was like when you heard about fucking like back then when I heard about that shit was fucking like, wow, what the fuck. Now when I hear about that shit, I be like, it could be real. Like I don't even pay I don't even pay attention to the news. Maybe the weather and shit. Like that's all I watch the news for is like the weather and shit. All those fucking that shit's just like a comedy. That's like fucking Comedy Central to me. Like now, fake news is like Comedy Central. I'll be watching these YouTubers and shit. Like the news station, like they'll fucking like these YouTubers and shit do a better job than any of these fucking broadcasters that bring you information. Like I be paying attention to them. Like I've been paying attention to like because they've been like doing ever since that Kenesha Jenkins shit. Um, and I saw how they killed the first dude that was he was getting too close to the interviews. I forget his name. I used to watch him all the time, but he was interviewing the people in Kenesha Jenkins cases, and he was a good dude. Everybody liked him and shit. He had no problems with nobody and shit, but he was getting too deep and involved in that case, and he was getting close to he was getting really fucking close to finding out who killed her and shit, and they ended up killing him. So ever since then, I've been paying attention to these YouTubers that be doing investigations and shit. And it's like, man, they be finding out like shit that the news won't even fucking come close to finding. Like, those people, a lot of those fucking news broadcasters are too fucking scared to go up in the trenches and do interviews with people, man. They're just gonna fucking take the first person that they see around that area that looks fucking friendly and doesn't want any just like a neutral person. But they're not going right into the trenches where it happened, man. They're taking they're basically, they might be on the scene, but the people that they're talking to are like from the outskirts of the scene. Like they might be in the same city or whatever, but they're not. They're just like passerbyers or maybe even some fucking, what do you call them, crisis actors and shit. Like they don't go by the real fucking story. They don't know shit, man. They don't even. That's why so many people think it is fake fucking news, because you got a bunch of fake, like they make up fucking shit, skits and all that fucking shit just to, they'll be way better. They'll have you thinking they're in the Mojave Desert when they're in the fucking studio with the fucking shit broadcast, like what is that shit called? You can tell, like they be saying they're in some fucking place. They'll be saying, oh, we're in, some fucking Alaska or the fucking, what is that shit? Antarctica and shit. Like we're in Antarctica, and they'll have fucking fake snow coming from the fucking studio and fucking wind blowing here and the whole fucking, it's like a fucking screen of fucking silent Antarctica fucking background and shit, and they're just fucking, it looks like it. They make it look like it. And sometimes you can tell, you can breach their fucking shit, man. They're fucking, they should be on Comedy Central. Any fucking Fox 40, all that fucking shit. Just a bunch of fake news, man. Fuck, man, it's sad too. Fucking sad. That people are fucking addicted to that shit. Literally, people fucking, they live and die for the news. They wake up in the morning and watch that shit. They watch it on their fucking lunch break. They watch it when they get home. Like, that's pretty much 30% of their fucking day is watching the news. The other fucking 20% is fucking, no, I'd probably say more than 20%. 40, wait, 20. Probably see, you spend probably like 30% of your day fucking watching news. and all that other shit you gotta do. 60% working, and then 10% fucking sleeping. And then you gotta wake up and do it all over fucking again. Fucking robots. We're already being conditioned like fucking robots. Throughout life, they've already conditioned us to be robots on some fucking wake up, go to work, come home, go to sleep. Wake up, go to work, come home, go to sleep. And then all the minute shit that you gotta do in between. You gotta bust your life. You gotta bust your ass all your life to make somebody rich. You know, like you you know, if you think about it, you know, the system is actually like really fucking, like when you think about it, you have like, and don't take this the wrong way, nobody. Please don't take this the wrong way. I'm just using it as an example. But like, you know, it's like motherfuckers is being pimped by two different pimps and shit. You know, like, you know, the first pimp is the corporation, whoever owns that. You're busting your ass all fucking day to make his life better, while you fucking, you know, you live off the crumbs that he throws down. And after you help that pimp succeed, you gotta pay your other fucking pimp, which is the government. And he takes half of your fucking breadcrumbs. And you're left with fucking bills, food, rent. And he has no bills, no worries. And I even heard, if I'm not mistaken, I might be wrong, but once you get up in a certain bracket of money, they don't even tax you. Like if you're super rich, you don't even get taxed. How the fuck that works, I have no idea. Even broken clock twice is right twice. Even a broken clock twice is, yeah, exactly. Yep, V2. Yep, V2K. Yeah. Okay. A lot of news is programming and directed stories to send a message or intimidation. Yep. Exactly. And that's, you know, when you see shit like that, because I pay attention to the news things, or I used to, like when I first started, when people first started saying that news was fake and shit, like I used to look at a lot of the fake news things for, because when I was first looking that up, I think I was looking up shapeshifters, and you know, there was a lot of videos around with people on the news shapeshifting and shit. So I used to look at that, and then, you know, it went off to the fake news and how they read off a script, and I saw how they read off the script. It was always the same fucking thing whenever they did like a vine of news clippings all around the world and shit, and they all was reading off the same script. That's one of the ways That's one of the ways, like when I heard about the TIs, how when they fucking kill the TIs, they always say the TI was a monster. And it's the same fucking script. You know, so they read off a fucking script, man. It's like fucking a TV show. I look at that shit like Comedy Central, man. Like, I literally, if I want to know what's going on, I'll find a YouTuber. And I'll fucking, because they really fucking dig into it. Like, they don't, you know, however fucking much money YouTube is paying them, like, they're, because they live good lives off fucking YouTube. So, you know, you pay attention to those YouTubers, man, they'll fucking get the fucking story, man. They'll get the fucking story for real. You have a lot that make fucking a lot of assumptions and shit like that, but you know, you have your other ones that, you know, they base their whole channel off facts and shit. Like, they won't, you know, they won't even take any suggestions from anybody if it ain't facts and they ain't got paperwork or anything to show. Like, they don't even want them to mention that shit on the channel and shit. And those are the ones, like, I pay attention to, man. Because they always, you know, they always find out what the fuck is going on, man. And in the news, you know, the news will hurry up and try and fucking cover it up, or they'll knock that video off the fucking person's channel and shit. It's crazy, man. When that coronavirus... Oh, I shouldn't say that word. When that V came out, man, people were digging into shit, man, that these fucking, how they were lying to us and shit. Like, people went as far as to fucking finding out that people were fucking just being, you know, marked off as fucking that, you know, they have heart attacks and they were being marked off as having that shit. Like, and oh man, all I seen was fucking, what do they call that shit? Damage control. People's videos was getting knocked off left and right, because people was finding out like the real deal, and then they finally came up with, like, you know, they tried to make an excuse to some bullshit. You know, if you guys keep throwing out this fake information, people are going to keep dying, and they kept... And that's when they started swatting people's videos off and shit. Like, you couldn't even say the word. Like, you gotta say jab now. Like, they put a lockdown on that shit quick, man, because people was finding out immediately what the fuck was going on. It got so bad. It got so bad with the fucking YouTubers finding out the real information about people, about the situations that the news was trying to cover up, that the fucking news stations fucking stole. I think that's part of the fucking silent, you know, I think that's part of the fucking, you know, you gotta watch what you say on YouTube, because the fucking news, all the fucking news stations and shit, like, they're not even, like, they literally pay fucking YouTube to be on there. Like, they probably get their money too, but, you know, they pay YouTube to be on them platforms just for that fucking reason, like, to keep our mouths shut. Like, there's, as soon as they fucking came on the scene, like, you know, that's when everybody had to shut the fuck up. I remember when YouTube was, you know, YouTube, you could fucking broadcast anything on YouTube pretty much. You know, child pornography or any bullshit like that. But, and I even think they was doing that type of weird shit in, like, Russia and shit. Like, you have, you know, like, different, you know, different fucking countries and states have different guidelines for, like, YouTube and shit. That's why it's, you know, like, you can't just tune into any fucking video in Russia or something, it'll say your station or your channel, you don't your this is not permitted in your state or some shit like that. But I remember, like, I think it was when laptops first came out. Like, no, maybe not first came out, but they were when laptops were like in the making and shit. Like, I remember like being in jail one time, and it's like 3 o'clock in the morning, and I woke up. Excuse my language and shit. I woke up to go take a shit, and like, they got little glass. They got little fish tanks in the jail where the police officers sit. They call them the fish bowl, and the police sitting around it because it's like it's 4 different dorms. It's one on the top, like on every side, like front, back, side to side. There's dorms and shit, and there's like a fish bowl for the cops to be in, to where they got windows to where they can see in all the fucking dorms. They just walk around. And they look at all the dorms too, It's like circular, and they can walk around and see through all the dorms through the windows. So they call it the fishbowl. And fucking, so like I woke up to go do my business and shit. And then as I was coming out the bathroom, everybody was asleep. This was like 3 in the morning, and the officer, he tapped on the window, and he he called me to the fucking window and shit. And, I went to the window and shit, and he turned his fucking laptop to me, man. And they were all in there watching fucking people getting their fucking heads chopped off in, like, anthems. They were fucking all, they were all fucking watching shit, like people getting their fucking heads chopped off in Afghanistan. This is like when the fucking, after the fucking 9/11 shit. So, and a lot of those cops were like ex-military, or probably still military, but, working in the jail and shit. And like, they were really fucking into that shit, man. They were, they used to fucking watch that shit all the fucking time. And like, we didn't actually see it and shit, but we could tell, like, we could, when they all fucking be in there slapping fucking hands and shit. Even when the 9/11, even when that shit happened, like, I remember when that shit first happened, and I was in Elmwood. That shit's out here and shit. Like, they have a thing called the farm. Or is it that farm? Yeah, it's the farm. And when that shit first happened, man, it's like the fucking police were hella fucking excited. They were slapping fucking hands, talking about we're going to war. And it's like, what the fuck, man? It's like you're supposed to be traumatically, like, this is a traumatic event. Like, they were like pumped. Like, they were ready to fucking go to war. It was crazy. And, throughout that little shit, saying all that to say, they used to broadcast anything on YouTube, man. As soon as the news came in, people started breaching all types of shit. Now it's totally controlled. It's totally controlled. You say too much on YouTube. Well, if you say stupid shit, you can say as much stupid shit and broadcast as much stupid shit as you want. If you could promote ignorance, all that shit to the fullest. But as soon as you start talking about some real shit, and there's value to what you're saying, and people are paying attention, oh man, they find any reason to knock you off. They find any fucking reason. Just the corona. I mean, just that thing alone right there. Man, we literally, like, when you talk about that shit, you literally gotta watch what the fuck you gotta. That algorithm, like, they got shit on lock. They got it on lock. Very sad, man. Um, Check out Zacaro's Breedlove. Oh man, see, you guys, this ain't like the other app I had. They keep knocking my scroll down, so I have to keep scrolling down, yo. Direct. Check out Zacaro's Breedlove's right frequency. It helps with V2K. Okay, appreciate that, Sam. It's like being a concentration camp victim. Definitely. From hey night, Sam. Hey, what's going on, Mom? Uh, Show your face should be on a t-shirt. Yeah. You guys got to. Okay, here we go. Good day. Hey, what's going on? Oh, okay, my bad. What's going on, Diamond? Diamond. Uh, you should try contacting San Joaquin Valley Transparency. He rode with the TI before and got some footage. He's got a big platform to tell your story. Let's see. San Joaquin Valley, that's a city, right? Wait. You should roll with San Joaquin. I'm not sure. Super rich, not taxed. Yeah. I believe, like, because there's a big thing. I believe there was a big thing, like, people, I think it was like Bill Gates and all those fucking people, like, they don't get taxed. It's true they have low effective tax rate. They still pay taxes, but they do everything possible to avoid them. Oh, that's the shit that, like, if you own your own business or something, I'm not for sure how it is. Is it the thing when you own your own business and you can get all these fucking, like, receipts, like, throughout your day, whether you're eating McDonald's and all that fucking shit, and you can just say it's right, use it as a tax write-off or something? My Sharona, my Sharona. Bye. Hey, back at you, Wendy. And then, like, my comments, that's also the last live that he had, I think, was last night. Hold on. last lie that he had last night on there talking about don't work so hard, you can get paid real good to be a stalker, you know. Oh yeah, that piece of shit motherfucker. Yeah, that fucking weirdo. Oh man, you know that just be the police on here fucking harassing us and shit, man. That's it. You know the police are heavily tuned into the channel and shit. They like to fucking play out my harassment by the things I say on here. They do it. They do it. You know, and you know, and I appreciate that, like, because it just shows. It just shows, like when I was saying about them putting, you know, I told that they alter my fucking manipulate my fucking money. That's why I don't turn it in. And so the police officer pulls me over the fucking next day and tells me I gotta turn it in. And so today when I go there turn in some of my recycle, I see people going in there with small bags, and when I turn in only my glass, they're all looking at me funny and shit, like I was gonna turn in all my shit and they were just gonna get portions of my fucking money because I've been stacking so much on my recycle. Like it's fucking, you know, I got a lot of recycle up there. So, you know, and that's what they do. They take money out of my fucking shit and give it to fucking people and shit. So I don't even turn in all my shit no more. Like I'll turn in what I need and I just keep the fucking rest, and I just stack up on my fucking recycle and shit. And I dare them to fucking try and tell me like I can't do it, because I got like receipts proving that they manipulate my fucking money over it, you know. And I'm not the fucking type of person who can fucking sit there and fucking just eyeball $33 worth of recycle, or $29.33, or everything with a fucking 33. I you know, that Masonic bullshit, and then we be talking about Masonic shit on here. So I dare them to try and fucking, if I have to fucking take a ticket and go to court for this shit, I'll take a ticket and go to court for this shit, because I can prove harassment through this shit. And the fucking, you know, the recycle place can try and fucking lie if they want to. The police can try and fucking lie, but the proof is right there. Like the proof, like, and I had a cell phone on when I went to the other recycle place, and they tried to strip me off for $23. I had to go back like 4 different times to fucking, you know, go get my, like, because I started paying attention and using my calculator and shit. And I had to go back like 4 or 5 different times to the other recycle place to go get, you know, my money, because the police go there and tell me to take money out of my fucking whatever they give me and fucking give it to other people. So, you know, I just record all that shit, and some of that shit I don't put on here because I know they'll try and back out of it. But, you know, I keep shit that I can definitely prove by all means. I keep shit that I can definitely prove. And, you know, I'm just, you know, they think they're dealing with like somebody who's fucking just some fucking, I don't know what they think, some homeless fucking drug addict that they can fucking just step on and shit. But, you know, throughout life, as much as I hated them motherfuckers, I still had to give them respect and all that fucking shit. But now, man, they don't deserve like no fucking respect at all, man, because they're just fucking, you know, all the police are is just fucking a bunch of fucking I don't care if they're black, fucking Mexican, white. There's just a bunch of fucking racist people, man, in fucking badges. Like, you know, that, you know, it's like their fucking costume is a fucking race, man. You know, they're just fucking, you know, they're crooked as fuck. Like, they're corrupt as shit. You feel me? They're traitors to their fucking country and shit. When they can fucking sit by and watch a fucking 14-year-old die and just sweep it under the rug, whether the government told them to do it or fucking, you know, they're doing it on their fucking own, or any high power, anybody higher than them. You know, there comes a fucking silver lining, bro. Like when you fucking kids getting killed and shit and you're okay with that, that tells like what there's a special place in hell for you. There's a special place. All these so-called Christians and shit sweeping shit under the rug, letting them get away with, and they call themselves people of God. There's a special place in hell for those people, man. And they fucking go, man. Mark my word. There's no asking for forgiveness with this. I mean, I can't say that because I'm not God, but you know, this type of shit, man, and it's ongoing, and people are just fucking dying, and they're just, you know, they call themselves. It's like they're mocking fucking God. They're making themselves a god aside by God and shit. Like, really fucking. And they think, like, literally, like, they're gonna fucking get away with this shit in the afterlife. Like, I don't know what's wrong with them. Satan got a nice, cushy bunk bed for him. A nice, cushy, a bunk bed on fire. They're gonna burn in hell for that shit, man. And I don't give a fuck. They can assassinate me, kill me. They can do whatever the fuck they want. Where they go, I don't think I'm going. So, I might go to, you know, I might be a little bit chastised by God. I might get chastised, but I don't think I'm that bad of a person to where, you know, I can't call it, but, you know, if I do go to hell, it's definitely gonna be a different section of hell. It's definitely gonna be a different section of hell. It's gonna be low temperature, probably. I don't know. I can't speak on it, but you know, these people got that special place in hell. Like, they got the broiler, letting kids just die, sweeping it under the rug, and going to church and acting like it's another day, pretending to be holier than thou. A lot of these fucking, I be paying attention to, like, a lot of these, look at the no lights. I'm trying to fucking, you're not, all those fucking death threats and shit, like, they intimidate me and shit, like, I don't know what's wrong with these people, man. I think they want us to react as if they would. They sit and think. It's like a collective thought. What do you call it? You know, you have the real think tanks, and then you have your neighborhood watch goofball think tanks. And the goofball think tanks are the ones that sit around the table and they come together and, what would make you scared? Well, what would make me scared? Like, they sit around and fucking, you know, put this fucking goofball goofball tactic shit down, and they say, well, that's pretty scary. That would make me scared. We'll use that one. Man, you guys fucking, oh fuck, man, these people, man. Really sick, man, what we have to go through, ladies and gentlemen, but we still go through it. These people, I don't think they could last a day in this shit. Pretty sure they couldn't. They clammed up as soon as I approached them with a couple things. Oh wait, hold on. Wayne didn't like my... Yeah, man. The last live that he had... Okay. 1 Central Time, I can hear Nappy's with Bluetooth. Okay. Harry, all of our suggestions regarding this program is just terrible. It does put everyone on edge. It does, man. A year ago. Yeah, man, it's sad, man, with this fucking... You know, it's just fucking sad, man. What our fucking world's come to. Police giving citizens death threats. Police killing other citizens and sweeping it under the rug. Getting other citizens killed and sweeping it under the rug. And then it's like when you try and say something, they try and bully you. Like they've been trying to bully me out of... Like, and I've actually called the fucking police station and asked them, like, is it legal to fucking protest with the bullhorn? And, you know, it's completely legal as long as, you know, I'm not saying anything fucking, you know, I'm not making any, like, death threats or, you know, I'm not doing anything like that. But it's completely legal. And fucking, you know, there's this police lady that, you know, every fucking time she tries to bully me, like, fucking, I don't know, she fucking, don't be on your megaphone, or don't be on your bullhorn. Like, every time I fucking see her, don't be on your bullhorn, or, you know, like, you can't tell me not to be on my fucking bullhorn. Like, why are you trying to take my fucking, and then she'll always say, goodbye. Like, whenever I fucking tell her, like, I can do this, like, it's legal and shit, she'll just say, goodbye. Fucking weird shit. She was one of the ones that pulled me over with the dude that was trying to pretend to be nice, man. You know, yesterday I was pulled over by him, and the dude was, you know, I hopped out with my hands up and got on my knees hella fast, so he didn't try nothing, because, you know, they already got me on that. Like, you know, all he has to fucking do is get up to my car as soon as he gets to the window and fucking say, get your hands off the, whatever the fuck he wants to say, get your hands off of, and fucking start shooting and shit. And I'm not, you know, that might be thinking over bounds, but the way these motherfuckers is crooked and dirty and be getting away with shit, I'm not taking no chances and shit. And they all come with this fucking pretend friendly shit, like, you know. And, you know, even when I was on my knees and had my hands up, like, dude was constant, like, nobody was really around. It was like some, you know, it was like some cleaners in the parking garage and shit, but he was like, you know, I need you to come over here, and I had my hands in the air, and I said, I'll come over there, man, just put me in handcuffs first, like, put me in handcuffs and I'll go over there, man, because I'm not fucking with y'all, man. I'm not fucking with y'all like that. Y'all literally are fucking killing people and sweeping it under the rug. You think I'm gonna, and I'm sitting here protesting and fucking, you know, I'm putting you guys out there on blast like that in VTA, and I think you guys killed that last person that you guys tried to say committed suicide. There's no fucking way in the world I'm finna let you fucking get up to my fucking window before I'm out and people can see me, because you're not gonna say I got my hands on something. And then on the news, you know, they'll clean it up real nice, and, you know, they might not have a murder weapon. They'll say, oh, well, he had his phone in his hand and the cop couldn't tell if it was a phone or a gun, and that shit would be swept under the rug. People will fucking forget about that shit. You know, I'm not playing with these police, these fucking crooked ass neighborhood watch motherfuckers. None of that shit. That keeps sending, you know, they've been sending people around me and shit to pretend like they're crazy. I'm not even playing with them motherfuckers no more, man. All that fucking harassment, and I've been stabbed by a crazy person and all that shit. You know, SJPD has made me like a veteran of war and shit. Like, they've literally fucking, to an extent, fucked my head up. Like, and I know I'm not no crazy motherfucker, man. But I'm very, I want to keep my, until they do what they have to fucking do. I at least want to live as much of my life as I can, man. And, playing with these fucking people is just not, it's not in the books for me no more. Like, sending people in the fucking middle of the fucking street and shit. Like, while I'm going at fucking like 45 or 35, and there's people behind me trying to make me stop fast on my brakes and fuck up my van and, maybe cause a crash or an accident and shit. Like, that's why I keep the camera on. Like, now, they're not gonna try and say this shit was my fault. None of that shit. I'm not gonna say I hope fucking they make me hit somebody, but I swear if I hit somebody behind their fucking foolish games, that shit, they're not gonna get away with that because they already got somebody killed. You feel me? They already got somebody killed playing that same fucking bullshit game. And the only reason I know is because in the same vicinity it happened, within 5 seconds and shit, they were swarming me at gunpoint, telling me to get out the fucking van and shit. Like, the wrong van. And it's like they already knew where I was. But it was the wrong fucking van that hit that girl. It was the wrong fucking van. And another incident, they were fucking the police in the fucking perp was following me and shit. And this is like on Taylor Street, I believe. But the perp had no lights on, and the cop had his lights on, but, they were going fast. They were fucking with me. And the cop slammed into the fucking perp. And the fucking perp flipped over and shit. You feel me? And, I was recycling that area. And, excuse me. All I remember, excuse me, that's legitimate. All I remember is hearing the perp say, "I'm hurt," because everybody ran in their fucking out their house and shit. Like, everybody ran out their fucking house. This was probably like about maybe a year and a half ago. I want to say about a year and a half ago. Everybody ran out their fucking house, and the perp was like, I'm hurt," and I couldn't do shit but shake my head, man. Out here playing fucking games for the police, and look where that got you. Almost killed you. And they would have just fucking, they cleaned it up, but they would have just swept it under the rug. Here we go with the no lights bullshit. That motherfucker ain't got no lights off. Death threats, like I'm scared of them. That little Chinese terrorism and fucking white supremacy bullshit. But yeah, man, they're doing their little death threats and shit. Like, it's gonna happen sooner or later. I'm not worried about it. I don't want to die, of course. I'm gonna do everything in my fucking, I'm gonna do everything in my fucking, well, I'm just gonna ask God to wrap me in his hands. Other than that, can't really do nothing about it. Can't really even trip off of it. Like, it's another chapter. I'm not gonna let you intimidate me into fucking, I just want to be on this planet so bad. Don't kill me. Don't. I'll shut up. I'll be quiet. I won't say anything. You can harass me all you want and shoot me up with all the fucking frequencies you want. Yeah, right. Not this guy. The real terrorists are the ones set to protect you guys. Those are the real fucking terrorists. The real fucking story makers. The string pullers. Oh, you want to defund the police? We'll create more crimes. We'll make you need us. We'll make you not want to defund us. We'll start threatening you and telling you we won't fucking respond to fucking certain calls. We'll fucking create crimes in the streets. We'll make you need us, motherfuckers. That's exactly how they fucking think. Setting fucking agendas in play so they don't get defunded. Oh, these are some cold motherfuckers, I tell y'all. This program works in so many ways for so many agendas. They can just fucking, man. And you know the crazy thing is, the crazy thing is to think about how many more people are gonna die in 2022 behind this program. How many kids are gonna die? I've been trying to look up, situations in San Jose, deaths in San Jose in the last 6 months. And like for some reason my fucking phone, when I type that shit in, it just buffers. I could type anything else in and it'll take me there. But I type in fucking murders in San Jose in the past 6 months. That shit buffers like a motherfucker. They don't want me to I don't think they want me to find out shit, like, not find out shit, like, as far as, like, but they know, like, they already know now, like, I'm locked onto it. Anything that has to do with fucking, I'm paying close attention to all fucking murder stories now, like, the shit, I'm paying attention to all that shit. It's probably been a lot of TIs that fucking died, went to jail. And if we pay attention to those stories and shit, cause I know, like, I don't pay attention to fake news too much, and I know, most YouTubers, it's like the shit that a lot of shit doesn't make it to like truther YouTubers and shit. It's like special stories though. They'll grab them and start picking them or whatever, like, or not even picking them, but they'll put it up on their channel and shit for awareness. So a lot of shit doesn't make it to them. But yeah, man, a lot of shit passes us up, man, that we hear. And I think if we start paying attention to a lot of the stories around us and shit, like, we'll find that, a lot of these stories have a lot to do with this program, man. And, just being targeted and researching about researching about the shit. It's crazy. Like, I have to find that fucking story and put his name out there. But dude was way from the 90s and shit, and they was trying to fucking make him look. He said he's here. The government is protruding voices into his head, and this is like in the 90s where the color wasn't, it wasn't HD. It wasn't fucking, the colors. It was like it was playing on a VHS tape, and then all the shit was bright orange, kind of like fucking the hair and all that. You know what I'm talking about. Like, saying all that to say, man, this is way before I even knew about MK Ultra and all that shit. Like, I seen the video up to date, like around this time, but I'm saying when the video was actually, like, I was a fucking kid when that fucking case took place. It's like crazy. And the same shit that he's talking about that was happening to him, we go through it on a day to fucking day basis. So you gotta think, if this shit evolved way from him to all of us, way from him and the people before him, but I'm saying to all of us, just think, and we keep growing. Like, there's new fucking, minus the bullshit motherfuckers that get on and try and discredit us and shit. There's a new target that's finding out that they're a target, or maybe a new target that's fucking been targeted for a while, but now they're starting to broadcast and shit. Like, there's fucking a lot of us, man. There's fucking a lot of us, man. So if you think from the time, and now it's so many of us that we're living in the same cities and shit. Like, they've literally, it's like they set a starter kit out, and then they've literally, they've conditioned the people. They put something in motion. They conditioned the people to believe in the mental illness and the schizophrenia and the mental, all the mental bullshit. They got the people comfortable with that, then set up little fucking command centers in all different cities, and went to work on fucking just making people, kill themselves, and fucking, blaming it all on mental illness. Oh man, the fucking psychological places right now are probably billionaires. Like, billionaires. There's people going to the doctors, right? And man, just imagine, right? You're the only psychologist in one city. There's a city or a town where you're the only one that fucking, you're the only psychologist that works in this town. You gotta go miles and miles and miles to get to the next psychologist. If he buys one of those fucking devices, or a few of those fucking devices, and has his employees, target certain houses and send those fucking voices in their head, and then, probably like, this is how I would fucking, envision this shit. Like a doctor that works at fucking certain, a place, a town, and he gets each of his employees to fucking, and get one of their fucking friends trapped in this fucking program. Pick a friend, and I'll give you like a fucking boost in your money and shit. You pick a friend, I'll give you a bonus, but you can't ever tell that friend what's going on. You pick a friend, and then your friend starts hearing these fucking voices, and he's telling you about it because he knows you work at the fucking place, and he's like, man, I'm hearing these fucking voices, and your friend tells you, oh, I can help you. Man, you come over here, man. We'll take care of you. I'll give you a discount and shit. Like, just imagine, like, and I know that's probably not exactly how it would be, but just fucking think of how valuable that voice to skull technology is for people like that dirty fucking I don't know if you would call that white collar crime because it's not no fucking robbery or no shit like that. It's just it's like terrorism, man. But you got these people avoiding taxes and all this fucking these rich people aren't fucking angels, man. And if they can get their fucking hands on fucking those type of devices to increase the volume of their business, which a lot of them would, a lot of them think money. Even like they say they be doing the Amazon shit, and all that shit. Like they'll put certain commercials or ads on your fucking phone that they know you're into and shit, and that's why they record your voice and all that fucking bullshit. But just think, like, even Amazon or fucking, they could send their employees out with fucking the subliminal suggestions and shit, like, and fucking have you like, oh man, I need to buy a brand new camera. Like, you don't need a fucking camera at all, but all of a sudden you got this fucking thought in your head, I should buy a brand new camera. Like, if you think about how serious this fucking shit is, man, because if they can, I know buying a camera isn't fucking, it doesn't sound like much, but if they can fucking convince you to buy a camera off some subliminal shit to where, it's not like you hear it, but it just pops up in your head as a thought, and you move on it. Like, just think of the things, like, the people that they pay attention to, like, the people with real fucking issues, they like guns, they feel like they've never been loved, and all this shit, and they're just on the edge, like, the shit that they can pump into their fucking heads to throw them over the edge and start fucking killing up shit. Like, we're in a real fucking sick time right here, man. This is sick, man. Government reading your fucking thoughts and all that shit, like, it's man, that right there alone, right there, people don't want to accept it. People want to think that shit's just a fucking joke, when in reality, people need to latch onto that shit and find out if it's real and fight that shit, be against that shit, because I think a lot of these perps think that shit's just happening to us. A lot of these perps are doing this shit, they think it's just happening to us and it's not gonna fucking overflow. But this is, if we let this shit go on like this, it's gonna become law. It's gonna be like somebody was saying the other day, like the Chinese crediting, the social credit and shit. It's gonna be really bad, and this is gonna, because jobs are gonna be nil. There's gonna be no jobs. Anybody in the assembly field and shit, stack your fucking money and do whatever you can do to create a new business, because by the time this Omicron and all that other fucking bullshit is over, it ain't gonna be no jobs. They're implementing computers right now and robots right now. All the people that ain't got no jobs right now, it's robots being put in place. Fucking self-checkouts, fucking all this fucking bullshit. Like, the best thing to do right now is fucking like a YouTube channel or some type of fucking start your own fucking business, man, because you're pretty soon it ain't gonna be no jobs. If you're in like the hair, if you do like hair, nails, and all that shit, like, the women are gonna have the women are gonna be fine, man. The women that know how to do like hair, nails, and all that shit, they're gonna have a constant fucking flow of fucking of money and shit, because those are fucking, those are skills that a robot can't fucking do and shit. Like, it probably can, but, nobody's gonna want a fucking robot all in their fucking hair and shit. Fucking. So, and fashion designers and all that shit, well, robots can do that too, like, but, I think women, even haircut, people who do haircuts, like barbers and shit, like, skills that you fucking, carpentry and that type of shit, like, those are fucking, I think that's why they got rid of a lot of the skills centers as well and shit, like, because they they don't want too many people with skills out here. They want the people with skills to die off. The robots is more so for the next generation and shit. By the time our kids get fucking older, when we die off, it's gonna be rough. This shit right here, if it comes into place, we're prototypes, for sure. And the people before us were prototypes. And then after us, there's gonna be new fucking prototypes for the fucking evolvement of this program. Until they fucking shut this program down. And then they have to come up under a new fucking name and shit. Next thing you know, you have a bunch of churches coming out here calling themselves soldiers for God. Fucking, doing the same fucking shit. Doing the same fucking shit. And, the next generation gonna be trying to tell people what's going on, and people gonna fucking be doubting them because it's people from church. Church people would never do that. They would never fucking do that. Oh, man. Like, when that MK Ultra shit came out and they shut that program down, I wonder how long it took them to get that fucking shit, to go down into hiding. To go into hiding and shit, like. And it was never really shut down. It was still being implemented. It's like they try and convince us that the shit is gone, but it's still there. Just like the KKK. They always try and make the KKK seem like the KKK ain't like the old KKK. The KKK, well, not like the old KKK, but like, they always try and make it seem like the numbers is down. Like, they went into hiding and shit. Like, no, motherfucker, they didn't go into hiding. They're in the fucking uniforms and the robes and the gowns and the fucking, the public defenders and the prosecutors and all these fucking people and shit. Like, these people ain't fucking gone into hiding, man. You can try and convince people of that shit, man. But oh, man, it's just funny how the world works and what people believe. How they're able to fucking just spoon feed you bullshit and you take it. Make suggestions. Just typical suggestions, man. Can fuck somebody's life up. One person can say something to change the dynamic of how everybody fucking looks at you. Fucking lie. They can fucking lie like nobody does any fucking self fucking investigation. Like, somebody could move next door to me and I just don't like them, and I tell the whole fucking neighborhood that's a child molester. Nobody will fucking want to see paperwork. Nobody will want to go ask him, hey, are you a child molester? No disrespect, but I would like to know because I have children here. Are you a child molester? Like, nobody fucking does that. They just take people's fucking word for face value. And a lot of these people are pieces of shit, man. A lot of these people have been punished in life for fucking joining. Like, I noticed, up here we go with the terrorists. We got some terrorist action. They're tuned in, no doubt. San Jose's terrorists getting people killed. That's what they do. Getting people killed and killing people and giving people death threats for speaking out. That's what they do. Intimidation is their thing. But yeah, man, and that's what this program is. Just a bunch of evil fucking people putting suggestions in people's heads, telling lies, getting the whole dynamic of the people to fucking look at you dirty, treat you like shit, when in reality, like, they're the real pieces of shit. They are literally the real pieces of shit, but they want to make it seem like you're the piece of shit. So to all empowered or targeted, whichever you choose to call yourself, don't look at yourself like a piece of shit, man. The real pieces of shit are the ones, you know, contradicting themselves and saying they're into fucking all these fucking religions, and they're not even going by the scripture. They have no right to judge you. There are no God beside God. Not at all. Yet they go around doing this vigilante justice. If you did do something wrong, they go around doing this vigilante justice like they're the fucking, you know, sayer of all and shit. Like, yeah, a bunch of fucking peons in materialistic bullshit ways of the fucking world, but they call themselves godly and shit. These people are, you know. And that is what the KKK used to call themselves. Good Christian people. We can't forget that. And don't get me wrong, ladies and gentlemen. I know all Christians aren't KKK. And I know all white people aren't bad people and all that shit. So don't fucking damn, you know, black people are white supremacists and Mexican people are, you know, everybody has their sector of white supremacy in them, and you know, white supremacy ain't a race, it's a way of life. So I understand that, but yeah, they used to call themselves the good Christian people. Chopping people's fucking heads off and fucking burning them and fucking watching them fucking burn at festivals and circuses or whatever the little gatherings they used to throw. Like, I've seen some of the slavery pictures, man, that is just fucking, you know, it's wicked, man. It's like some fucking shit out of a fucking horror story. Like, to sit there and watch a motherfucker burn and his flesh be fucking smoking and you're just standing around with your buddies and shit, drinking a beer and laughing and shooting the shit. Like, the fucking, like, just fucking smelling the burning flesh and all that shit, like, that's enough to make a motherfucker want to throw up, let alone watching a motherfucker burn and scream and shit. Like, you gotta be a real fucking evil motherfucker, man. You have to be real. Like, that's a spirit. Like, that is a fucking spirit that I don't know, man. But yeah, man. Life is just crazy, man. Life is crazy. And here we are, like, it's not just, and it wasn't just black people being enslaved back then. Like, you had all kinds of nationalities being enslaved, but I believe black people was even enslaved by black people at one time. But yeah, man, it's just crazy how shit evolves. Cause like this is a new form of slavery and shit. Whether we choose to look at it or not, the reality is this is a new form of slavery and shit. They're literally stripping our constitution away from us. And you're slowly stripping it away from everybody. Everybody else is they're slowly stripping constitution away from everybody else. But us as targets and shit. Our shit is damn near all the way. Like these people have the right to fucking step on us, fucking do anything they want to us until one of us retaliate. And even still, like when one of us retaliate, even though however many years we've been going through this shit, all the fucking pain and suffering and all the bullshit they cause us, when we retaliate, we're the monster. We're the bad guy. Look at him trying to scare somebody in that fucking piece of shit. We're the monster. We're the bad guy. We're the ones that should be put down. When they're going around making fucking people kill 14-year-olds and getting away with it, we're the people that should be put down. We're the people with mental illnesses and shit. We're the ones with the mental illnesses because we want to speak out about 14-year-olds being fucking killed and swept under the rug and shit. Justice will never be found for that fucking kid. The real fucking perpetrators of that kid's murder get to go on another day and fucking police the fucking streets. The real killers of those 10 people at the VTA get to go around and police the fucking streets and conduct more murder. Conduct more suicides. And the stupid fucking people of the city or the county and shit they know what's going on and they let them just sweep that shit under the rug like that, man. Man, that shit right there, bro. Kids being killed and we got the mental illness. We got the fucking mental illness, man. I'll never fucking get it, man. This is a world like everything in this world is becoming evil. Like there's a new dictator. America is under dictatorship. And it's only gonna get worse. Cause ain't nobody, we're pretty much a needle in a haystack compared to the rest of the world and shit. And our voice, it may get out, but it doesn't reach. And not only does it not reach because this shit is so controlled, but even if it does reach, like the percentage of people that we do reach, only a small percentage of that percentage is gonna fucking start looking into shit. Everybody just wants to fucking, they want to be controlled. They want fucking people to tell them what's going on. They want fucking people to, they want people to fucking narrate life so they don't have to look into it. And that's fucking sad, man. That's sad, man. When you can sit back, know what's going on. That's like 10, you think about that, man. 10 people lost their lives. If any one of us or any person in society would have killed 10 people, that person would be looked at like one of the all-time killers of the fucking year or fucking, decade, they would put a big fucking title on that person. Yet, the police are getting away. Oh, shit. I just can't, I can't fucking internalize that, man. I understand. Like, I understand how they can try and fucking get away with, but how the people, that's what I can't internalize. How the people that know what's going on, whether it's the people who participate or the people that just know what's going on. They might not participate, but, they know what's going on. How they can just sit back and let that shit happen, man. And then watch the fucking police still conduct the same shit. They got 10 people killed with a smile on their fucking face. Like it's another day at work. It's just another fucking day. Another life, another Tesla payment. Sorry, it's not funny. It's just fucking the reality of that. Because I know, like, even a lot of them that, they know what they're doing is bad. Like that paycheck, that fucking, that extra boost of income. They're not gonna say anything. It's like they're so they're in too deep. People have already been killed in this program, so they don't want to be implicated with that, which the police probably bullied them, set them up, bullied them into fucking participating in this fucking program. So now they fucking been bullied into a program that people have been killed in, and then they probably get a little, pocket change or whatever. They get, some money. So now, it's like, fuck, man. I'm in this fucking I'm participating in a program that people have died in. I'm getting money. And the police is behind it. Maybe I should just fucking, I know too much. See, it's a lot of, I think it's a lot of fucking psychological bullshit going on with them. Some of them are just evil. But it's a lot of psychological bullshit going on with them as well. Like, they're in a fucking humdinger. Like, they're in a real fucking humdinger right now. Some of them wish they were us, probably. Some of them wish they were us, man. They wish they didn't know so much. They wish they didn't know the ins and outs of this program. Because even if they wanted to stop now, they couldn't stop because they know they know what's going to happen if they, it's going to be some fucking drug overdose, a bad car accident. Just at the very least, they're going to fucking sick the dogs on them. They're going to fucking be in this program, trapped in a fucking life of misery. And so, their best bet is to fucking just roll the dice and stay with the winning team, if you will, because that's basically what they are. They've been doing this shit for years and getting away with it. So, they're the winning team. We're the losing team because every time we do something, we get fucking, we're the crazy ones and we're the ones that fucking have mental illnesses. And yet, people are dying all around the world. And people know what's going on and they just let that shit get swept under the rug, man. People are friends of these people. People have built fucking relationships that you can't fucking ignore. Like, there are fucking people who literally, like, and I know there are people that worked in the VTA that are like, man, this shit is wrong, man. It's not fucking right, man. This shit is wrong. But they're not gonna say anything because they've been working on them jobs for 30 plus years, and that's their fucking, that's their fucking life and shit. Like, if they say something, that's their fucking, they're up shit's creek. So most of them, they aren't gonna say anything. And you know, all this shit, they know all this shit. Like, you know, a lot of people are trapped into the fucking shit, man. But a lot of them are just fucking, you know, they're assholes. This is their, you know, generational shit. Like, they've been bred into this fucking shit. Like, police officers, generations of police officer families and shit. Because you can believe it's some police officers' children that work in this, all types of family members, you know. The police are keeping their families paid. The fucking lazy piece of shit fucking family members they got, that they can just fucking, hey, you want to make some extra money? Just do this. So, you know, it's a lot of police families participating in this. And you can just look at the license plates, look them up. And, you know, you can tell, like, the police family members and the police, like, not too much of their fucking information to be on the fucking, you know, the readout. Yeah, I mean, it won't be like a regular person's license plate readout. Shit'll be hidden and you know, they hide shit. And that's, you know, that's another way, you know, for any targets that are trying to find tactics to, you know, prove that they're being hunted down. That's another way, is get the license plates. And you can build a trail off just the license plates. The cars that have fake license plates, the cars that are missing certain information and shit, like, you can fucking, you know, put you know, license plates in categories and shit. And if you got a trustworthy lawyer that'll look into it and shit, you can get a lot of information. As a matter of fact, they have some shit called, what is that shit called? I was just looking into it too. It's like prepaid. It's called prepaid legal. Prepaid legal, to where you just pay. You pay a certain amount a month to them, and then, like, whenever you need them, you know, you'll have so much money stacked up to where, you know, you won't have to come at them with some big fucking amount of money. And if it's a, you know, small enough case or whatever, like, whatever money that you put in might, you know, just work towards whatever you're fighting and shit. Oh, man. Yeah. Man, I really hope we get it right, man. As far as this world, man. I really hope we get it right, because if we don't, man, this is gonna be law, man. And not thinking about ourselves, but like our children and our children's children and shit. Man. You ain't gonna be able to have no fucking privacy. We think we don't got privacy now. Shit. You know, I knew it was bad. I knew it was bad when they started coming out with those fucking commercials. Those infomercials about all these fucking spy apps and shit. Like, you want to catch your boyfriend cheating on you? Just download this app. You want to follow your boyfriend? You want to know the last place you want to read his text messages and find out? You know, when they start advertising apps like that, those fucking breach of privacy apps, you know it's going to be bad when they start fucking selling that shit to the public, man. You know, basically, Excuse me, that's a legitimate. Basically, they're selling police apps. Because nobody's supposed to be in your text messages except the police or your fucking phone calls. I mean, even the police ain't even supposed to be doing that, but for them to fucking be offering that fucking service to the regular citizens and shit, it's gonna be bad, man. And, that opens up a lot of doors. That opens a lot of doors for police corruption. Because police can do shit to people and just blame it on the general public. They can say, look, these apps are not just ours no more. Like, you guys have made this shit, you have made this shit available to the general public. So police can get away with a lot of shit. A lot of underhanded, sneaky shit they do. And just blame it on, It's sad, man. Very, very sad. And they're really, man, like, they know they're wrong, man. The police out here, they know they're wrong, man. What they're doing is wrong, man. They be riding out here giving me dirty looks and shit, trying to intimidate me and all that fucking shit. And it's like, bro, like, and I know, like, they're like this fucking, this fucking nigger, this fucking homeless fucking nigger running his fucking mouth. I know, I can see it in their fucking eyes when they be driving by and they be trying to look at me and shit, and they be perping me and shit, wiping their fucking face, just giving me evil looks and shit. I could see it, like, they, man, it's like I got myself in a humdinger, but I got myself in a humdinger, but I don't even give a fuck. Like, I don't even care, because these people, you don't even have to twitch too fast and shit. Like, these fucking people will call the police on you. They think you're such a dangerous person, and you walk by and they fucking lock their car doors. Meanwhile, these good peoples of society, these good people of society, holier than thou, grandmas and grandpas, supposed to be loving people, kind people, with the spirit of the devil in them. Straight devil spirits. Demons. Letting people fucking die, like 14-year-old kids. Like, that's, I can't wrap my mind around that, man. I mean, okay, the kid died. The kid died, but, and even I could see them not wanting to get in trouble and be implicated and, kind of hushing and keeping it on the hush. But to continue to fucking do that shit and participate in it when you know people are dying and it's being swept under the rug. Kids are fucking dying and it's being swept under the rug. And for you to continue, like there's something fucked up about that person, man. It's something in you that's really fucked up. It's like you don't give a fuck about human life. And the more people that die, the more you become numb to fucking human life. And the more you don't give a fuck about, you start enjoying what you're doing. It becomes fucking a part of you. It becomes a part of your DNA. And it probably even becomes a part of your offspring, because that's an evil, man, that has to be, that's a deep-seated evil right there, man. Very deep-seated. I know if I was involved in this program to where I was perping people and I was in the same city that 14-year-old died, I would be fucked up in the head. I would literally be fucked up in the head. Like, I would probably be having nightmares of that shit, man. Just knowing I was involved with that shit. That's a line that, man, that shit should not be crossed, man. That's like child trafficking almost, like, putting a kid out there on the front line to participate in this shit and the kid get killed. Just knowing that you sent that kid to go fucking do that shit, man. Like, the person that fucking sent that kid, unless, oh man, and if it was the parent that sent that kid to go harass that man, just imagine you sending your kid to go harass somebody. You think it's gonna be a normal fucking day, just another day on the harassment team. I'm gonna send little Johnny boy up there on his bike to fucking stick his booty out and fucking go harass this man, or whatever they did. I don't know what the fuck they made him do, but I'm gonna make little Johnny go over there and harass this man, maybe ride by him and whistle at him and shit. And they thought it was gonna be another fucking day. Johnny boy missed Christmas, missed New Year's. Won't ever see another Christmas or New Year's again. I know when Christmas came, when New Year's came, when that boy's birthday came, if it came already, like, those parents are right now thinking like, damn, what the fuck did I literally got my son killed. And the people who swept it on the rug continue to go around getting people killed, trying to get people killed. And if you still participate in that program as a parent, if you still have to participate, that alone in itself is going to be one hell of a participation. Like, you're going to be thinking about that kid every second of the day. Yet, you let them get away with sweeping that shit under the rug. Man, I don't know, you guys. All I know is this world isn't a world I want to be a part of. I don't want to kill myself. I love life. I want to stay on the planet for as long as I can. But as far as being a part of their fucking matrix and all this fucking being around all these fucking wicked people, man, around all these fucking American flag ass motherfuckers. Oh man. Yeah, man. Hell fucking no. No, sir. Imagine that. A world where you can be arrested for the smallest of things. Jaywalking. You can be arrested for fucking jaywalking. Yet the police can get people murdered. Get people murdered. Control people to murder people. Call the people that they've literally controlled to do their dirty work. Call those people monsters. And you know, you'll see that same fucking cop that participated in that man's demise, as well as the 8 other people, and then the man that they claim committed suicide. Those people's demise. You'll see that same cop drinking a fucking cup of coffee in the morning. Business as usual. Back to conduct and pull more strings. Get more people killed. Go back home to his family. And not have the slightest word about going back to work and doing it the next day, doing it all over. Not a second thought in his fucking mind. I'm gonna go get some people killed today. I'm gonna go work on getting some people killed. They might not get killed today, but I'm working on it, baby. I'm working on it, baby. Let me go take some of this fucking. Let me go take some of this motherfucker. What is it? Let me go take some of this fucking guy's money. Take some of his recycle money and rub it in his face. We'll have somebody go up there with 3 fucking plastic cans and 3 aluminum cans, and we'll give him $10 right in front of him from his money. From his fucking money. Cause they know, you know, 3 fucking cans is like 30 cents. And 3 plastic bottles is like 30 cents. So that's like 60 cents. And they know I know that. So by the time it's time for me to get up there and get my money, it's 2 booths. So the guy that took 6 things, they want me to see. Like, they'll do shit, all types of shit to hold me up at the front desk and shit. You know, the phone call, as soon as I get to the front, they have the fucking somebody calls. And they'll fucking, you know, hold me up and do all this fucking weird shit to fucking hold me up. And, you know, basically just to waste time so I can see what they give the dude next to me and shit. They want me to see, them give him like $10 after he's fucking only took in 60 cents worth of shit. And then, you know, they give me my fucking shit, and I'm looking at it like, damn, man, I know this ain't right. But, you know, I try and avoid the bullshit, man. You know, and you know, I literally be busting my ass out here, man, literally. But I be fucking like, you know, it's not worth the bullshit too much to say anything if, you know, like if it's, you know, I be fucking just, you know, I've been fucking letting them fucking rip me off, man, just because I don't want to go through the bullshit of, well, go somewhere else, or that shit, because, you know, I've tried that. I've gone somewhere else, and fucking the other place I went, they, you know, they ripping me off for like $23 and shit. Like, you know, when I did decide to fucking check and start calculating shit, because shit just, You know, it seemed way the fuck off. That shit seemed way the fuck off. And I fucking, you know, I went there, I said, you sure this is all I was supposed to get? And the dude, you know, the dude's like, yeah, man, you know, you don't get too much for that. I'm like, man, come on, man, I've been doing this for 11 years. Hold on, let me get the receipt, man. And I started fucking adding that shit up, man. And the dude fucking ripped me off for like $23, man. I was like, hell nah. You know, and I still, you know, I was going, you know, it's just like, they've been ripping, they probably got a lot, over these years, these 11 years, man, they probably got a lot of fucking money from me. And then, you know, they also like to rub it in my fucking face that they, you know, they want me to know the police are the ones manipulating the money and shit. They want me to know that shit. Like, it's like if we can't get you in a building to work, if we can't fuck with you in a building while you're working, then we'll fuck with your money and shit. Cause they see that I try and treat this shit like a job. Like, you guys see how many hours and shit I be doing, like recycling and shit, from the time into the morning and shit, going to wait at the gate. Like, they see that shit and they you know, they try their hardest to fucking convince me that I'm lazy and you need to get a job, and they're always saying work and using all these fucking code trigger words and shit to make me feel like, you know, you're making pennies, like we got jobs and you should get a fucking job and shit. Like, I'm not funny. And they always have their fucking weirdos come off for me like, hey, I know where you can get a job. And, you know, there's a, you know, legitimate targeted individual, you know, Jay Black, you know, he got a job and he offered me a job that's a legitimate job. It's just like, I just don't, you know, I don't want to go through the fucking bullshit. And, but, you know, they'll always have their fucking people come by and offer me jobs. Like, when this one dude, came and said, hey, man, you should get a job at Tesla, man. All you gotta do is, you know, you assemble the, you know, it's a assembly thing for Tesla. And it's not too far away from here. And, you know, that's where a lot of, like, homeless people work. He says that, you know, you know, they go there, they fucking sleep in their cars, and the business is, like, right there. So you just go walk right into there and shit. And you assemble fucking, you know, it's assembly line. And, you know, they send people, weirdos and shit, to come offer me jobs and shit, like, and I'm not stupid, man. I'm not stupid. They know, like, I want a job. They know, like, I'll work. Like, hands down, they know I work. Even the recycle place, like, they know I will work. They know for a fact I will. Like, I literally outlasted their workers. Like, there's only, like, from the time I started, there's only probably, like, 2 workers for the whole 11 years that are still there from the time I fucking started. They've been through so many fucking workers, and I'm there, like, you know, before I started realizing that they were ripping me off and shit, I was there every morning faithfully, like, from the time on my bike, from when I had a bike to where I evolved with the vans and shit. Like, I was there faithfully, you know. And then they started, you know, I knew they were ripping me off and shit, but, you know, I didn't really pay it no mind in the beginning, because I was trying to just, you know, I was focused on getting somewhere, you know, like, evolving. And so I took it for what it was worth. Like, okay, they're stripping me for whatever they're stripping me for. I'm still making whatever, so, you know, I just take it for what it is. But then they just started fucking, you know, they started fucking rubbing it in my face that they were taking my money. And I know the police make them do it, but, you know, for you to rub in my face that you're taking my money, and then, you know, I go to the store, and then I'm already knowing you're taking my money, and then right after I come from the fucking recycle place, I might go to the store to get something to eat, and then they have their little weirdos walking in the store saying, oh yeah, you're getting taxed, and shit like that. You know, so that changed my whole fucking get down on how I fucking turn in my recycle. Like, if they're gonna fucking be stealing from me and giving it away to fucking people there, it's gonna be a very small percentage. I'm not gonna let you fucking, you know, I'll fucking, you know, and I gotta get a fucking, I'm gonna have to get a scale, scale to where I can weigh my own fucking bags and shit, so I have a general idea of how much fucking money I'm supposed to be getting and shit. Like, you know, I gotta fucking even evolve to be able to survive out here and make money and eat and fucking just, you know, I gotta evolve the way I fucking, you know, it's fucked up when you have to, it's fucked up when, you know, I'm on the terms of recycling. Like, I'm already fucking, you know, in the normal person's eye, I'm on the low totem scale of fucking financial. Like, this is the very bottom of the bottom. When a person digs in the trash can or with garbage bins, whatever you want to call it. When a person is fucking, you know, getting recycled and shit, that's considered the lowest of the lowest when it comes to jobs and shit, or fucking whatever. Like, people don't even look at that as a job. So for a motherfucker to be chipping away at that shit, and these are people that fucking, man, you know, it's just, you know, they can give me as many tickets as they want to give me. As a matter of fact, I hope they give me a ticket for it, man, because if there's any way that I can fucking implement the fucking police in this shit and let them know that the police are the reason that I'm not, and I can fucking bring the whole fucking program and just this, if I could snatch this whole fucking program and just, you know, bring it into the case of this one ticket, man, I'm gonna try my hardest and I'm gonna show as much fucking evidence, because, well, you know, I'm gonna try and show as much evidence as I can on these motherfuckers, man. Like, you know, there's no, you know, just like yesterday, that was another bully tactic as far as the police officer telling me, oh, you can't be having all that on the top of your thing. And then, because I could see, like, when I didn't turn on my recycle, I seen the faces I was getting, because I was hyper aware of it. Like, because, you know, I was very hyper aware, because I already told you guys the day before that police officer pulled me over, I was telling you guys why I don't turn all my fucking recycling is because they steal my money. And I said, if they want to steal my money and shit, then I'll just let this motherfucker be an eyesore, and fucking they'll just have to look at all my recycle on top. As soon as I said that, the morning after I said that, the police officer pulled me over. And then, you know, like, when I went to the recycle place today, they were looking at me like I was and I was hyper aware. I was strategically going there for that purpose alone. And I only turned in my glass. Like, I didn't turn in no cans. I didn't turn in nothing else. I turned in my glass. And strategically, because I saw them, they were waiting like greed. They had their little 2 bags, like 2 small bags. And they just knew. They just knew I was fitting to take down all this shit and fucking turn it in, and they were gonna, you know, get a nice healthy fucking, you know, lump sum, whether it was whatever they were giving. Because I got, you know, I got a lot of fucking recycling shit because I haven't been turning it in, because they fucking, you know, I've been turning in what I need and just fucking like, fuck it, man. And it, you know, it's becoming like, you know, I don't even, you know, it's to the point to where I don't even like that shit up there like that, you know, but I'm not gonna let them just fucking steal my money and rub it in my face. That's what they're not gonna fucking do. And if I gotta get tickets or whatever the fuck they gotta do to fucking whatever, just fucking give me the fucking ticket and I'll fight it in court. Because you're not gonna fucking be having these people steal fucking money that I fucking, you know, work hard for. Literally fucking, you know, I waste gas. I put all types of fucking uh, I put all types of weight in here and shit, like the vehicle, like, I don't know what you call it, but, I do a lot of, you know, that's not money, that money is not fucking for you to be fucking paying your perps. So I'm not paying your perps to harass me, motherfucker. You pay your perps to harass me. I'm not paying them to harass me, and I refuse to let a motherfucker sit there and fucking wait on me to turn my shit in so you can get a chunk of it. You're out of your fucking mind. When you fucking harass me all fucking day, and I know you're just gonna rub it in my face, nah. Take me to court. Take me to court. Fucking crazy, man. The shit we have to go through, man, and the shit they think they can run us through in the games. The games they think they can play with us. And then when the fucking time comes to where we don't want to take this shit no more, it becomes a wake-up call, because they don't ever think it can happen to them. They're in the safety zone. And I bet you most of the police have them falsely thinking that they're protected and that nothing can happen to them, because, the police are fucking right around the corner, and, when you need us, just press this panic button type shit. But when it's time to press that, by the time, whatever happens, it's too late to press that panic button. It's too fucking late to press that panic button, ladies and gentlemen. And it's sad to say, I'm pretty sure the way San Jose is working overtime in this harassment program and the surrounding cities in Silicon Valley. See that trigger? Probably some type of fucking frequency weapon. Notice that light? They shoot frequencies out those fucking... Excuse me. Hold on. Sorry, guys. Hold on. Oh, that's a blunt. I'm zoomed in, though, so... Let me see. Okay, yeah, it's legitimate, y'all. But, yeah. It was the same... It was the night... It was the same night they started going crazy and aggressive. Wait, hold on. Okay, I can't get back to the top. Damn. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I be watching this, well, I don't be watching it, but I've seen this show that's called Live PD. I believe it's like in the UK or something. But they have these people in control centers, and they're watching all the fucking, like, they can see, they literally have people they're watching everything. They're catching people take pisses in the alley and shit. Just a bunch of fucking... Man, surveillance is way crazy out there in the UK, man. Well, it's crazy everywhere, but the UK, they actually show you. They show you, like, what's going on. Like, they're fucking, yeah, that's like a country under big dictatorship. Like, no guns, no privacy. and they take your kids, man. If you're targeted, I don't know how many. Excuse me, that's legitimate. I don't know how many targeted individuals that I've seen like that come to their house for their fucking kids and come to do welfare checks and shit. They be like, they'll come with 2 fucking police at the door. And they just fucking be snatching people's kids. That's why if you're targeted and you have kids, you know, that aren't grown, that aren't adults and shit, try and hold on to them, man. I mean, you're gonna do that as anyway, but like, put some extra fucking, you know, paying attention to what you do and what you say. As far as this targeting and shit goes and how you explain it to people. Because if they can actively manage to take one of your children, or any of your children, all of your children, you know we're targets. You know that, you know, this shit probably began for us at a very early stage of our lives and shit. So, for them to get your kids wrapped up in the system and shit, they might not realize it now. Everything might be fine and dandy. They're going on Disneyland trips and all this type of shit. They might not notice, but, you know, strategically, they're being sensitized to all types of shit that they're gonna end up fucking if this program still exists. You know, they'll be being sensitized to all types of shit. You know, it'll seem like regular life, but people will be coming in and out of their life strategically and, you know, setting all types of triggers in motion. Setting that little computer up. Setting that little brain up. Programming that little child's brain. Programming and programming and programming. And constantly all that fucking programming is being set in the files in his subconscious, and he won't remember, she won't remember shit until the time comes for them to wake it up. And, you know, I only realized that not too fucking long ago, like, when they were able to fucking spray like a certain cologne or something on themselves that fucking just took me back to certain fucking periods of my life, like the exact moment that I've smelt that, the first time I smelt it as a little kid and shit, like, literally took me back to that moment, like, and, you know, that shit's fucking scary. You know, it's not scary to be able to remember that, but for not to remember it, and for them to wake it up, and them to know exactly what they're doing, for them to wake up that memory, it's crazy, man. And that just shows you how much about that shows you how much about our mind that we don't know, that they know. Like, they know more about us than we know about ourselves. There's probably something they could do right now to make any one of us fly off the hammer and go kill somebody. And it might not even be some fucking major thing. It could just be a word or a fucking smell or... Just imagine if they hypnotized us with a smell. Like, they could literally, on the natural... They could naturally fucking get me to remember a certain moment just with a smell that I forgot all about. And if I didn't smell that smell, I probably would have never even brought that memory up a day in my life without that smell. Just imagine if they hypnotized you with smells and shit. Let's see.